Jet Sport Racing on BT Sport, brought to you by BRP and Avos Yamaha.
So here we are, round 4 of the British Jet Sport Racing Championships, and we're up at Crosby Lakeside near Liverpool. The racing is hotting up and the tournament, well, that's getting very exciting indeed.
This is a flat out course, there's going to be loads of battles.
It's game on, you've got to have bottle.
This series is really exciting.
Chances now are really good. I've been sort of in the back of the field, but I'm learning how to use the ski and I'm improving every round, so we're going for gold now.
This is where it can be won or lost.
Runabout class, GP, it's just all about the experience with the big guns. But it's going good, we're going good.
Well, let's have a look at the course now, and as ever, joining me to discuss the weekend's racing is Thumper. Lovely as ever to see you, mate.
Hi, Rob.
And this is a really interesting course, isn't it? Very fast and flat out, this one.
It is. It's a very big course. It's possibly the biggest of the season, Rob. Not only is it big, but it's also salt water, and that comes into play. The salt water is a little bit heavier than lake water, so the skis react slightly differently, and we've got a constant wind coming off the Mersey as well.
Absolutely. We're not actually in the sea here. There is a bund of sand dunes on that far side, but salt water, wind, wide open. This is going to favour the more powerful skis this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, this weekend's about power. The guys set their skis up for top end rather than acceleration, because if you look at the way the course is set out, there's lots of open throttle around the course, so the guys are going for top end this weekend.
Well, let's have a look at the course itself. It starts off down here with the start line, big, long, 300 metres straight before a fast right.
You can go and have dinner while they're doing the whole shot, Rob. It's that long. We could probably have dessert as well by the time they finish it.
Out to the right after the whole shot, and then they get straight into the split, those blue boys and the green boys, where the race is split. Go around various different corners, one is slightly faster than the other before they meet, and then they get into the course proper. And it's quite fast, but there are a few corners at that top end.
There is. Coming back to the finishing line from the top end, there's lots of left and right hand turns. There's one decent straight, but it's all long flowing left and right handers.
And then just for the crowd pleaser, almost directly in front of the big crowds we get up here, there's a couple of hairpins before they come under the Formax arch and then out 90 right and then back up the straight again.
Yeah, the race director set it up. There's a big sweep in left onto a very tight 90-degree right-hander under the Formax arch, as you've said, past the tower, and then straight into a right-hander. And we've had some spills on that first right-hander past the tower.
Absolutely. It's a great place to overtake. Those that are good at cornering, that's where they can get round to. Anyway, that's enough of us. That's enough of the course. Let's get on with the racing. So it's race time now, and the first race of the day is the MSB Contracting Runabout GP class. This is the power class, isn't it? We normally see this one at the back end of the show. It's right at the front today, and we've had drama already. This is Moto 3, but we've seen some dramas.
We have. We lost in the last moto. We lost Phil Pope on the whole shot lap on his turbo boat. And we also lost David Rapp as well, which is a great shame because this season's going really well.
At the moment, we have James Bushell at the top of the pile, 495. 15 points behind him is Phil Pope on 480. Then Lewis Aitken, defending champion, 428. Dave Rapp and Amy McPherson coming up behind them. There are certainly more than 5 riders, although we are losing people at the moment. It's going to be a very, very exciting race, this one. They're just lining up behind us now. Let's see the power of these machines unleashed on Crosby Lakeside. And they're off, and let's see who is going to be the quickest out there. I would say it's got to be James Bushell. We see Phil Pope there, who's tapping the tank on his ski. What on earth was going on there?
Well, the first rider to get away when the band snapped, Rob, was Amy McPherson. She got an absolute flyer. I just hope she can carry it through.
Phil Pope's at the back with his arm in the air at the moment. He's not at all happy. Something's gone on there, but let's just watch.
That's looking like James Bushell's about to head back towards us.
tight round the yellow. Lewis Aiken following on behind, 2 reds. Right round the yellow, directly in front of us as they come under the Formax arch, and just look at the speed that Bushell is pushing through there. The water nearly catching us. Lewis Aiken, defending champion, second place, 9.99. That's Dave Rapp in third place. Amy McPherson in fourth. Oh, that was close there. Wayne Bedford nearly caught that boy in the foreboat. And here we see, coming up at the rear, limping through, arm in the air. He's done 1 lap. He's not having a good time at all. That is Phil Pope, who's done his lap. It's Bushell in the lead yet again. He's going for the equaliser. He's gone round. He knows he's got a bit of space there. And is Lewis Aiken going to get in front of him? We've got a scrap on there, but he's got enough power to come in. They're going to be very tight in this hairpin section.
He timed that absolutely to perfection. He knew Lewis Aiken was behind him, but he also knew he got just enough room to come back out in front of Lewis Aiken. And that's going to slow Lewis Aiken down, because now Lewis is right behind him and he's in his wake. That gives David Rapp, who's running a brilliant third. Bear in mind, David Rapp's on a borrowed boat, and he's running in a beautiful third, and he's getting away from Amy McPherson.
What is going on here? We have Phil Pope back out. He's been in during the race.
Well, he needs to
fixed it.
He needs to do the whole shot lap and 1 more to get his points, and he's only done the whole shot lap.
That's absolutely incredible. Would you believe it? He's disappeared out, did his whole shot lap, gone in again.
So he seems to have sorted out the problem, or not as the case may be, but he's certainly got the ski running well enough for him to, well, he needs to do 2 laps, because he came in on the whole shot lap. So to be sure, if I was him, I'd do 2.
Yeah.
And that will get him minimum points.
And what will minimum points be in this? If there's 6 races in it, if it's 7 down, then that's 42 points off 60, so we'll get 18 points.
Yep.
So 18 points, you know, the very fact that he's been out, fixed it and come back out again, that might give him 18 points that he wouldn't have had. That could mean
everything at the end of the season.
Absolutely. James Bushell looks like he's slowed down. Is
he
letting Phil Pope get through?
He's hard. Yeah, he wants Phil Pope to get past him, so he has to do another lap. So and Lewis Aiken is a long way back, so James goes wide. Oh no, Phil Pope is in front, sorry.
So if Phil Pope goes under the arch,
he's got to go round again.
He can do another lap, which will allow him to get the points he needs.
He needs to go round again. But he's not going to, he's going to retire.
He's done his 2 laps.
So that's another race win for 158 James Bushell, riding the number 15 boat today.
So back to the racing now, let's just have a look. It's going to be no surprise that it's Lewis Aiken, our defending champion, coming in second place. Dave Rapp seems to be catching him a little bit.
Lewis is backed off.
It's all too late.
Lewis is backed off.
No, he's pushing his ski. What's he doing?
He's got a problem.
He's limped over the line there. He was pushing it. Wow.
That was drama. Lewis Aiken had he'd gone into limp mode. His ski had jumped into limp mode about 600 metres away from the line, and he started pushing it like a rocking horse.
Absolutely incredible.
And David Rapp nearly caught him and nicked second place.
And Amy McPherson only just behind as well. We've had nothing but dramas in this race. That is incredible.
All in the last lap.
Good for you for the championships.
Yeah, it's obviously made some points up. I think I was leading it anyway, but yeah, then Phil's ski weren't running right, so it's a bit of a shame, because usually it's a good race between me and him and Lewis, but yeah, it's pretty easy and boring race, if I'm honest with you. Obviously just got to lead from the start and then check there, so yeah, it is what it is, but like I say, made some good points up.
Lewis, what happened towards the end there?
Got tired, stamina caught up with me. James was quick from the start, so it was just about pacing the race and trying to stay with him.
It looked like you were bumping it across the line at the end.
Yeah, I thought I was going to run out of fuel, to be honest. I was running low last couple of laps. The race seemed to go on forever, and it's quite a flat out course, so I underestimated the fuel a little bit, but we got there.
Good steady second though.
Yeah, do good for the championship points, and sit me in good stead for the next round.
Phil's had a bit of a nightmare this weekend.
Yeah, one man's nightmare is another man's gain, though, and I just had to capitalise this weekend and get some points back.
How to Race, sponsored by 158 Performance.
You'll notice there's 2 different types of skis, stand up and sit down, and we have got the British champion in stand up skiing. This is Jason Young. Jason, tell us about the fundamental differences in how you race these machines.
The main difference is, like you say, this is a stand up machine, the other one's a sit down. With this, we've got a handle pole that moves up and down as you're riding along. There's no seat, you've got a square tray to stand in here, and you sort of try and manoeuvre yourself about a bit.
Starts are really, really important, aren't
Yeah.
they? And it seems to be a really technical point with you guys.
Yeah, the sit-down lads are obviously sat in the seat and they go out the gate over the bars. With this, you have to stand at the side of the machine, either side, and go out the gate and put your knee in as you go out. And it's all a case of trying to keep that ski flat as you go out.
Let's talk about what you can and can't do at the start then.
Yeah, on the stand-up starts, you can start either side of the tray. It's personal preference. I prefer to start this side, but you've got another holder. Pick the ski up, flush it out, get all the exhaust clear of water, back in. The main thing is you can't have any knee in a tray as a pro rider or any amateur rider, bar juniors. And the key is when the lights go, it's sort of pull the trigger, knee in, and go, and keep that ski as flat as possible.
Let's talk about the handling as well and how tiring it is on your body. Do you think this is significantly more physical than the sit down?
It is in a different way, you know, there's different muscles we use. We're pulling on the bars rather than pushing as the sit downs do, but your lower back really takes a pounding because you're getting down off there. The waves through your knees because your knees are like your suspension on there, and the strength to hang on to it really when you're hanging off the side.
Let's talk about the jump as well, because you take the jump on the stand-up skis,
Yeah.
whereas the runabouts don't.
No, you've got the log jump as we call it, the bunny hop. It's just a series of tyres on a log basically, on a metal pole, and you have to try and clear it. Some people try and hit it and use that. Other people do a pre-hop and clear it, which is obviously a better way of doing it if you are good enough to do it. And it's very challenging for some people, but it's good.
Jet Sport Racing on BT Sport, brought to you by BRP and Avos Yamaha. Jet Sport Racing on BT Sport, brought to you by BRP and Avos Yamaha.
So featured race now, and this is the Formax naturally aspirated class. Very interesting racing this, quite economical, isn't it? Older skis.
It is, Rob, pre-2003, 2002, mostly Sea-Doo XPs. It's a very tight, very competitive class, and these skis are quick.
Called naturally aspirated because there are no turbos or superchargers.
No, it's just the engine and a carburettor, put some fuel in it and away you go.
Bog standard, classic, old racing. Anyway, this is the table as we stand after 3 rounds. At the top of the pile we have James Bushell. We see him in all sorts of classes, but he started off on this. He's running 497 points at the moment. Tyler Morgan second on 481. Dave Rapp third, 385. Then we have Miller 372 and Bedford 365. Very, very exciting stuff. And they're lining up behind us. They're just on a practice lap at the moment. Talk to me about the practice lap. What does this give them the opportunity of doing?
It's the opportunity to warm the ski up, get rid of the last minute nerves. Because the guys are running on carburettors, it blows through the carburettor, get the engine nice and warm, ready for the start of the race.
And that's it, they're down on the line now. Let's see what this race brings us. Watching for the lights are on. The band is gone and they're away, and let's see who is going to have the greatest start on this. It looks like it's Bushell who was in that whole shot position. The right hand side closest to the tower. He's closest to the boys as they go around that far end, and what a lovely view this is as we watch them up that straight and into the first corner. Well, there's a bit of spray and there's a bit of a procession starting. It's difficult for us to work out who's towards the back, but I can absolutely guarantee that at the front will be James Bushell. We can see the bright green helmet, we can see the yellow colours on his fairing as he comes out around Red Boys, and we can just see how long this is now. 2 there, in tight to the yellow, back out again, hairpin right, hairpin left around those 2 reds, hairpin again round the yellow, and under the Formax arch for the first time, and Bushell is in the lead. He takes the right hander and he's got the long, fast, steady charge up to the dunes in the distance. Didn't catch who was second. We've got Wayne Bedford in 3rd place. Oh, it's James Bushell.
It's James Bushell. James Bushell's broken.
Oh dear, we have a problem. James Bushell, our early race leader, has got a problem. He's retiring from the race there. And Christian Miller will currently be taking advantage of the fact that James Bushell has had to retire. That's going to open up this championship wide open now.
Well, it's all, I hate to speak too early, Rob, and give him the commentator's curse, but it's all come good for him at the end of the weekend. He's had a nightmare of a weekend with lots of ski breakages. He's not really finished any race very well. And look at him now, he's absolutely, I think he's leaned up his engine and he's just going for it.
We've got a change in position. We've got Tyler Morgan has overtaken Wayne Bedford. Bedford was second. Morgan is now third. While we were watching what was going on with Christian Miller, we don't know whether the equaliser buoy was taken. We'll have to just watch and see what's happening there and see what ground opens up between the 2 of them. But we have definitely got a race on here.
That's the 951 of Ian Lomax as Christian Miller takes the white flag, signifying one more lap to go.
Let's follow Christian Miller now. He's on the long, sweeping, ever so fast corners going up towards the dunes. We'll stick with him. We'll see how much space he's got there as he goes round the right-hander towards the split. He's decided to go blue. Of course, the riders up there get the choice as to whether or not they're going to go blue or green. He's gone blue. We're going to stick with him. He's got loads of space up there. He's around the tight left, a tight right, and of course they're all blue. They're not red and yellow, so it's just every other. So right, left, right, left, right, left. And this really is the switchback, tight 180.
He's pummeled the field, Rob. He's absolutely pummeled the lot of them.
It's been a brilliant ride for him. 180, back around on yourself, up around the reds. A 180, back around again. Third hairpin in a row, then a 90 right underneath the arch, and he takes the win. That was an absolutely fantastic run there. Well done. Well, Christian, that was an absolute domination of that race.
It was hard work. I couldn't keep the pace for probably maybe 2 or 3 more laps, and that was it. I was done.
Tyler looked like he was picking up a little bit, but you managed all the way through there, and after James was out, it was just open door for you.
Yeah, it was good. Really enjoyed it. I've struggled a little bit the last few rounds, but I'm getting there.
What does that do for your championship standing now?
I'm hoping 3rd. I'm hoping. It's just a check the points job.
So, 2nd place, good weekend for you?
Yeah, definitely. We've had some problems with the race ski over the weekend, but jumped onto the backup Noble Steed and she's fared us quite well.
And a problem for James Bushell does you very well in the championship standings too.
Yeah, definitely. Me and James are fighting for 1st place for the championship, and I think I've gained 3 points on him, so very close at the top.
Tech Talk, sponsored by Sapphire Signs.
So Tech Spot now, we're going to look at the race weekend. What you guys see is one race, but actually the weekend is much, much more than that. Let's look at the race weekend itself. Motos, races, classes, there's an awful lot to look at. Let's explain them.
It's fairly simple, Rob. The British Championship is 6 rounds. Each round there is 3 motos per class.
That's effectively 3 races.
3 races, yeah. 3 races for each class. And there are 16 classes, juniors right up to GP classes.
So lots and lots of different type of races. Now, we know that it's flat out. Whoever crosses the line first wins.
Yep.
But they get points for where they finish, don't they? Talk to me about the point scoring system.
They do. Race winner gets 60 points and 2nd place gets 53, which is 7 points off the race leader, and they drop down in 7-point increments.
So a perfect weekend, 3 wins, you've got 180 points
180
from
points.
that weekend. If you get it wrong or you break down, you lose your points completely, don't you?
In that moto, yes, but you can come back for the next moto and give it another try.
Absolutely, and this is what makes it so exciting, because you know what, you can have somebody that is miles ahead, but if they miss one moto, they lose 60 points. And when you look at the championship tables, you can see just how tight these margins are. One very slim mistake, and that could be game over. Last race of the day now, and this is Jet Shed Ski GP. The stand-up boys, and these are quick, aren't they?
They are, these GP boys. They're on the new Kawasaki 1500 SXR. They're doing speeds in excess of 65 miles an hour, but it's how fast they get there. That's the interesting thing.
Look, the championships in this is going to be amazingly tight, and these are the current standings. At the top of the pile with 483, we have got Simon Gill, Robinson 442, Young 419, Gilbert 413, and Mace 366. All very, very capable and aggressive riders. And you know what? They're all down there raring to go. So this is it, Ski GP, sponsored by Jet Shed. Very, very, very aggressive racing this, and they sound very different to all of the other machines as well, don't they?
We've got a very throaty roar, these guys, Rob, straight through exhaust.
And off they go. Mace didn't get off to the best start there. Who is that at the back? They all disappear in a sea of spray. And we now see who it is at the front of the pile, and it looks like it is indeed the number 88 of our defending British champion, Jason Young. He's at the front. 2nd place is Richard Gilbert. Young comes under the Formax arch. He's taken that whole shot lap. Very, very aggressive rider. Gilbert on the 85 is 2nd. Simon Gill, the man that everybody tips to be the champion by the end of this year, is in 3rd. We've got Molly Fern in 4th there, the 41. Look how close these 3 are now. This is absolutely incredible. Young, Gilbert, Gill, 3 together. Michael Gilbert. Interestingly, we hear 2 Gilberts in the race, and yes, they are family members. Michael Gilbert is Richard Gilbert's father, and Richard Gilbert has just been pushed. Oh, he's had to clip that boy on the way through. His father shut the door on him on that corner. I don't think he knew he was there. There was a little arm in the air as well. He told his dad what he thought of him on the way through there.
I don't know what it looks like on the camera, but from up here, that looked a bit too close for comfort. Richard Gilbert's off. He's off.
Oh my word.
Oh, he's had a coming together.
He's not back on his ski yet. He was holding it. It was a real scrap. It was a powder keg of pressure. Something was going to happen. Something was going to give. And unfortunately, it looks like it was Richard Gilbert. But let's have a look at the scrap on the split now. This is where it's game on. Jason Young has been in the lead all the way through. We're at the back end of the split. And we see Jason Young has gone blue. Simon Gill has gone green. The game is on. Who is going to come through at the front? They've both done the equaliser, and this is going to be very, very, very exciting as they come together. And it looks like it's Young that's just got the march on Gill. There's nothing in it, less than 2 seconds. They come around the red boys. They're going left. Yellow close to the beach. Tight round, big right-hander.
And they're going to take the white flag this time, I believe, Rob. So we're running out of laps. Oh, he's got to defend now, Rob. He's on the lap. He's coming round the last corner under the Formax arch to start the last lap. Simon Gill is crawling all over him. He really has got to defend this 1 lap.
Jason Young's gone blue. Simon Gill's got to go green. He doesn't have a choice on that. But and the last time this happened, there was a second made up by Jason Young. This is where the race now is won or lost.
Because the wind is blowing in this direction over the top of the sandbanks, I think the water's quieter on the green side, and that's where Simon Gill could make or break this race.
Well, let's have a look now, because they're coming up to the orange buoy where they're joined together, and he's got it. He's absolutely got it. There is 2 seconds difference. That's incredible. My word, what an amazing race that was, full of thrills, spills and drama. Simon Gill will take that checkered flag in the lead. You can see he's happy with that. He knows he's raced it really well. Jason Young comes through on his knees. He's not going to be so happy. And poor old Richard Gilbert, wow, what can we say? He was in the mix all the way through until he dropped his ski and ended up in the drink. That was amazing to watch.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that one. Yeah, it was a good one to win.
So 3rd place to begin with, and you picked off Richard Gilbert, who had a bit of a sprawl.
Yeah.
What happened there?
He just binned it in front of me. He caught a bad wake and just binned it. I thought, right, 1 down, 1 to go.
And you played your card early by going around the equaliser very early on in the race.
Yeah, played early, wasn't gapping them, and then just reeled them in as quick as I could. And then knew Jason had to take the equaliser. Unfortunately, a back marker got caught between us, so I just had to keep on him.
Last lap was where it all happened, though, on that split at the end, and that was a very intelligent ride.
Yeah, I've been seeing the green was slightly quicker as it was getting further in the race. I think Jace was tired as well. I was feeling it, so just went green all out and luckily overtook him.
So that's it for round 4, and what a fantastic weekend's racing we've had up here at Crosby Lakeside. Join us next time where the tour heads north to Avos Preston.
Let's go!
Jet Sport Racing on BT Sport, brought to you by BRP and Avos Yamaha.